Hey guys, it's Special K. I had something kind of special happen to me today. 60k blood, Nightmare 4. I wanted to share my run, share the team that I used, and who knows, maybe it'll help you get a little bit more blood for your Guild Boss team. All right, so here's the team I use. It's a Piercer Infernal comp, like just about everybody else that's at the top of the list. This one's a little bit different, though. I have Solcadens. I don't have Twin Fiend. I don't even have an A0 Twin Fiend. I have no Twin Fiends on my account whatsoever. But I've got an A3 Solcadens. I think there's two of us. I think it's me and Educated Potato are the only ones in all of Global, at least on the top 100. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who aren't at all familiar with Solcadens. So I'll kind of walk you through his kit, walk you through what he does and how he works, why he works. So this is the build that I use on him. Soulbound Arcana, it's Warlord, it's all ancient. He's just under 15k attack. He's just under 400 speed. He's over crit capped, 340% crit damage, and 60% rage regen. You add that with what I've got in the Pantheon, he puts out a lot of rage, and we bring a lot of champs to help him with that rage too. We're bringing Hollow, we're bringing Laurel. We want him ulting as much as possible because he's going to do a ton of damage. One of the weird things about this build is he's actually in a crit rate bangle. It just happens to be like the best piece on my entire, of all of my gear, but it is still crit rate. So even as good as this is, there's room to grow. He's in a fully maxed tier of Twilight, 25 out of 25. That's going to bring his attack up by 30%. So looking through his skills, Solcadens is a little bit different than Twin Fiend. Burning is huge. When attacking the same target, basic attack deals increasing damage. Each attack increases damage by 6% for 10 seconds up to 10 times and inflicts burning. And you'll see there's synergy with the rest of his kit and his awakenings in that. His Lord bonus, Feast of Devastation 3, increases faction allies' basic attributes by 15%. When Lord Solcadens casts Hell Breaks Loose, all faction allies gain penetration increase and deal 30% extra damage to elites and bosses for 10 seconds. Perfect for an Infernal comp, perfect for Guild Boss. He's going to bring a lot of damage. A lot. And he's going to bring, the Infernal champs are going to bring more damage too. So you can see it's 30% of defense and magic resistance, that penetration. For his basic attack, he deals 100% magic damage to one enemy continuously. For this passive, once he inflicts burning, 20% chance to gain a fiery essence, stacking up to 4. During the next ultimate, every essence deals 80% extra damage. So that's potentially an extra 320% damage. This one is, half of this isn't useful in Guild Boss, but becomes immune to burning damage. After the talent inflicts burning on targets, there's a 30% chance to increase their received burning damage by 30%. So he's going to keep doing more damage with the burning. So on top of the damage that the burning does, he's also going to do extra damage on top of that. Now his ultimate, this is what he's really about. The talent effect increases damage by 11% for 12 seconds instead. Marks one target with the highest HP for 10 seconds, during which all heroes will prioritize attacking them. Guild Boss, there's only one. Upon expiring, the mark will explode, dealing 300% AoE damage. Additionally, when this hero is deployed as a lord, he gains Pyro Blitz. Pyro Blitz is essentially the same thing as Twin Fiend's Focus Fire. Faction allies join forces to channel their energy to the lord regardless of their location. The lord gains 70% attack and 80% crit damage attributes from participating allies and accumulates strength for a powerful strike. The damage of the strike is increased based on the number of heroes in the field, up to 800% damage. So that number is the same as Twin Fiend. Furthermore, nearby units will be affected, suffering 100% splash damage. There's no other champs, so that isn't really applicable here. Looking at his attributes, got a base HP of 10,000, 4750 attack, 2340 magic riz, 20 cost. His attack interval now is 1.1 seconds, but it's 2 as a base. And his rage regen is 19, which is really, really high. One of the highest in the game. So he's set up to do his ultimate as much as possible. Looking at his awakenings, just like Twin Fiend, his A1 marks with vulnerability for both physical and magic damage. His A2, more damage to elites and bosses, also gets 5% attack. His A3, which is where I am, for every burning on targets, increases by 5%. 8% crit rate on his A4, And then for A5, once he maxes out his talent after the 10 hits, so 10 seconds in, he'll extend burning over and over and over again. A5 Solcadens, I think, is probably the only use case for Anai. I think once you have Solcadens at A5, I think Anai could potentially be a monster. I thought she was a monster right off the bat. I really think Solcadens has to be A5. And that's going to be very few people are ever going to get there. Looking at the rest of the team, we've got Setram. Setram's 15.5K attack. He's fast, 370 something speed. Over crit, 325% crit damage. You'll notice no rage regen. He's in a fully maxed spirit siphon, so he does 30% more damage after 3 hits. Dolores is in Vig. She's got a lot of rage regen, 66, because we want her up as often as we can for Solcadens. She's wearing Keen Wisdom too. Zillatu is 13K attack, 279 speed, 340 crit damage. She's in a maxed out Wailing Skull, so she'll get the Shadow Guard. Salazar's in Soulbond Arcana, 21,500, 300 speed, over crit, 285 crit damage, fully maxed Scarlet Hunt. Aracha's in Invig. We don't really use her for damage. Hex is in Ageless Wrath. He's just about 12,000, 260 speed. He's in a level 10 Spirit Siphon. Silas is a pretty good build. He's in Warlord. He's in Infernal Roar. 12.5K attack. He's 457 speed. Just about crit capped. 360 something crit damage. And again, no rage regen, because we're going to bring that all with Hollow and Laurel. He's in a fully maxed Spirit Siphon as well. Hollow's in Invigoration. She's 14.5K attack. She's 300 and something speed. She's got a ton of healing. She's 172 healing effect and a fair amount of rage regen. She's 46.5% rage, because we want her ulting as much as possible too, to pick everyone's rage up. She's in a Euphoric Orb, almost maxed out, 19 out of 22. So one more and she'll be maxed out. So these guys are going fast. They're not necessarily the strongest build. I mean, if you look out there, you'll see some guys with, 19K attack, 380 crit damage on them, but they're super fast and it works. Laurel's just here to die. She's not even wearing a breastplate, because really all we use her for is just for her rage regen. But we'll go ahead and put one on, because why not? Now she's got over 100 rage. All right. So that's the squad. Let's see the run. All right, so here we go. Setram's going to go down first. Laurel's going to go down, put Invig on him. Solcadens goes down next. Dolores comes in. She's going to Invig on Solcadens. Zillatu goes up. Araka goes up. She's going to come right back out, though. You'll notice that I ulted with Solcadens right there so that we can get him building up. Setram goes down. Hollow goes down. Araka comes up. And Salazar goes down. Salazar's the only guy in this comp that doesn't get Invigoration. Being able to put down champs and all of them get Invigoration has been a huge bonus. We used to have to run this 10, 15, 20, 30 times to start to get everyone under Invigoration. Kudos to Moonton for how they handled it. It's amazing. The marketing was really weird. Why didn't you guys market it? I don't get it. First shield is no problem. If you look, Solcadens builds up this big, huge fireball, and then he lets it go. And when he lets it go, it's good for 2,000, 3,000 blood. It really makes a difference. That's why you want him ulting as much as possible. When he's A1, he's got the vulnerability, so he's going to do even more damage because he's hitting a weakened target. So you can see we're just ulting with everybody. We're at 330. We're at 13K blood. We're right on target. Things are looking great. As much as possible, I try to make it so that Solcadens, Dolores, and Salazar all ult at the same time. I want to get Silas in there on as many of them as I can. But the reason I want to tie Solcadens and Salazar together is because Solcadens does so much more damage when you're ulting under those the vulnerabilities. So you can see here we had Hex in for a little bit. As soon as Laurel came back up, we swapped him out, put Laurel in, recalled her, brought in Araka. Araka's, like I said, not going to do a great amount of damage, but she's that piercer bonus for Silas and for Hex, mostly for Silas. So you can see here, lots of rage. You know, everybody's ulting as much as possible. We're halfway in, 28,000. We're in great shape because that third shield is worth even more than the first two. Hollow's up. We'll ult with Hollow. Solcadens is up, but we're going to hold out. We want to hold out until Dolores gets to at least 86. That seems like the comfortable number. And truth told, it could probably be earlier than that. Because she's almost a quarter into her ult. So there you can see Araka comes out. Laurel goes in. We want to wait till we ult with everyone. Get Silas out. Bring Hex back in. Hex is going to do a little bit of damage. He should be 25-ish, somewhere in that range. So we're coming up on the third shield. Solcadens, big bomb. He does almost 3/4 of that third shield just with his ult, and it makes it no problem to get through. Minute 20 to go. 45k. Cetrum's ult's coming back up. Dolores is closing in on being done. Ult with Dolores. Ult with Salazar. Bring some more rage. Silas is A5, so he's also bringing some physical damage reduction, physical damage vulnerability as well. So we fill everybody back up again. Solcadens goes 40 seconds left. We're at 52, 53. Cetrum's got a full ult. Here comes everybody. Silas is bringing it. 17 seconds left. Closing in on Solcadens' ult. 10 seconds. We're just barely going to get it off. We get off another Salazar ult. There it is. 60k blood. Beat. There we go. Final number. 6407. That's my best run ever. So looking at the numbers, you can see Silas does huge damage. 148 million. This could even be higher. I mean, his build's good, but not top of the world. Solcadens is in second, just 17 million behind him. Did 131. Cetrum with all that speed, 91 million. Zillatu comes in 75. Salazar comes in 46. Hex comes in around 30, 31. And Araka just kind of tickled the boss. She's not there she's there for her lore bonus. She's there for invigoration. That's it. I was super excited to get to 60k blood. It's one of those things that, once you cross over 50, it's 60. And then, that's really it. Like I have no expectations that I'm going to be Deegs. I'm not going to be doing 97 million, 100 million. Like that's not going to happen. So this is kind of like the last milestone I expect to hit in Guild Boss for the foreseeable future. Maybe I pull a couple of soul stones that I get him to A5 and, it's even higher, but maybe I grind gear and it's a little bit better, but this is pretty much it. It almost feels like it's done. That's kind of sad, but it's also really cool. So anyway, guys, thanks for checking out my comp. If you got any questions, especially about Solcadens, if you pull them and you want to know anything about them, leave me a comment down below. I'm more than happy to answer questions in the comments. I truly thank you guys for checking out this one, and I hope I'll catch you on the next one.